What's up guys, Wes from Worx. Today we're going to be starting on a side project. I know we got plenty of them in the works here, but we redoing the finish on the AK here. And when I finished it, I didn't have all the resources to get a nice get the exact finish I wanted on it, so ended up putting a coat of high temp paint over it. Gave it a nice appearance. Also, winter was coming in from our area and rust is pretty prevalent, so it was kind of we'll do it for now. We'll deal with it for now. Well, now it's time that we have the tools and the capabilities that we're going to actually apply a nice blue finish to the receiver and touch up some of the other parts of the AK. So right now, this first vid is just going to be about prepping her and possibly sanding her down and getting her ready. This is a basic Yugo M70 receiver. A lot of flat sides, so sanding her down and getting her prepped will be easy. All we're going to be bluing on the receiver is just the three sides, the right side, bottom, and left side. Now this receiver was on sale and was discounted because it has some minor pitting. Don't know how well you can see that. Actually, the paint doesn't look too bad, but we're still going to go for the real deal. Anyways, it's minor pitting and the receivers are pretty bulky. So we're going to be we are going to knock down some of those pits, and it's not going to go over any official lettering or engraving, so it'll be good to go. Alright, without further ado, let's safety check. Gun's clear. Got some rock music blasting in the back. So we're just going to go ahead and disassemble this, and yeah. Now we are going to be rebluing the top cover as well, and possibly the bolt. Before I get too overzealous and knock over the camera. You can see bolt carrier, not the bolt. You can see with the bolt carrier, it was painted by the factory. I'm going to go ahead and probably knock off around here, maybe the whole thing, and blue it. Alright, so this is all pretty standard. The only difference is that it's state compliant, so this stock is actually fixed, technically, into the receiver. I'm not going to bore you with too many details on disassembling and whatnot, so we'll probably fast forward this and skip ahead to the good stuff. Okay, I do want to point out that this is not built with your traditional AK standards in mind. We have used screws, and with the milled receiver and some decent Loctite and some general know-how, it's worked perfectly fine for me. We do have screws into the receiver for the trigger guard, and also holding the pistol grip nut. Now I opted to use screws versus riveting because, for one, I didn't have access to a solid method of riveting everything in, and plus, like I said before, knowing that we were going to strip this and redo the finish, it makes for a whole lot easier to get into the smaller parts and redo the whole receiver than just dealing with the whole thing permanently attached. Alright, we're going to fast forward again and just keep disassembling. Alright, so we jumped ahead a little. Alright, this trigger guard screw kit came from akbuilder.com. I'll put a link in it. I forgot how much we paid for it, but it wasn't much. What it is it's 4 of these Torx screws They mount onto a little backing plate. It's not like the Tapco or other systems you see where they use tiny little screw or nuts to secure it. It actually uses a solid plate, and we'll see that in a second. I actually like this method a lot. Again, this isn't a 100% accurate gun. It's a mutt gun from several different. This one's the one that always gives me trouble. It's a mutt build from several different countries, so I'm not really going for full accuracy on the build, more as just fun to shoot for me and to have. So that's why I went with the screws. Alright, so that's out. Have our modified stop. And this is the little plate I was talking about. I want to say this kit was about $5, maybe $10. I'm leaning more towards 5. I'll annotate if I'm wrong. Anyways, it's just a little plate, drilled and tapped for the screws. The website says you may need to modify it in order to clear the hammer or to clear the receiver. For my case, we had to trim down the sides just a little in order to fit it into the receiver properly, seeing that our walls are thicker than your standard stamp receivers. Anyways, it's been working out well, no issues. Got enough rounds downrange or in the pipe to know that it's going to work and last pretty well. So we're removing the stock, and we're going to be working on the stock too. The underside, the enamel paint actually stuck on fairly well and adhered perfectly. This outer side, you can see that there's a little bit desired, so we're going to go ahead and sand all that, polish it up to a nice gloss finish, up to 320 grit, and go ahead and blue this. So that's going to be something to work on. So as we get closer, we're going to go ahead and start sanding. We're going to take all precautions not to bevel out these holes. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this camera. Not to bevel out these holes and keep everything nice and even. As we get up here, I don't have a press here, so we're going to leave the barrel and everything in and just tape off and use extra precaution while bluing. And so yeah, I'll go ahead and cut it off right here, and we'll come back when everything's ready to be sanded. Okay, so we went ahead and disassembled everything, and I went ahead and just taped off the areas that I don't want to really hit with the sandpaper. This isn't really a how-to video at all, so this is more of a just come along and watch me stumble along and hit some growing pains. Anyways, so we got our backer. All we're going to be doing is removing the paint, and then we'll start working on getting the polish. I already started a little. This paint didn't adhere as well as I wanted it to on the receiver or in some other parts, which is actually going to work out in our favor. So we'll go ahead and work one side at a time and just get this thing stripped down and ready to paint, or ready to blue. Welcome back. It's been a couple of days. Took a lot of time to polish out some parts and get to where we need to be. See the receiver now, just as a reference to what I was talking about earlier. I know we weren't in the best of lighting, but you can see the pitting on the bottom. Excuse me, gross. Yeah, right there. There's your culprit. Anyways, you can see on the bottom there's a lot of pitting. That's pretty much how it came to me. The receiver was discounted for that, and the price was just too good to pass up. So like I've explained in the blog. Won't tell you the price, but it just really couldn't pass it up. Anyways, on the sides though, we really focused a lot on getting most of the pitting out. I could have done a lot more and taken her down, but I'm not too concerned about it. This isn't going to be, you know, a beauty queen or anything. She's still going to be my AK that I'm going to take out, get muddy, and run her dirty. So I'm not too worried about it. All those streak marks is just from the oil, or the oil coating, so she won't rust up. Got the paint off the front of it, at least the paint that I put on. All these parts up here from the kit that I got were still factory blued, so we're just going to touch up when the cold blue comes in, and I'm still waiting for that in the mail. Some other parts, like the gas tube, the stock, and the top cover, those were, I'm guessing, made on a later date. My parts kit was not a matching kit. Again, really didn't care. Didn't pay the price for a matching kit either. Got this, I want to say, from Black Market Arms or whatever. And this is before the whole gun scare, and I got it for about 129 bucks. So it is what it is. I'm not looking for anything out there other than just for function. And I'll put my own form into it as I go on. Anyways, this one, or these parts had the factory enamel coat, whatever you want to call it. I'll annotate that, or someone can correct me. I gotta tell you, that was a bitch to get off. There's still parts on the bottom. I'm not too concerned. It is what it is. I like my guns kind of Boba Fett looking, so that's the progress right now. Waiting in the mail. It should be here Thursday or Tuesday, give or take. We are going to be using Oxfo Blue for this project. So everything is oiled up right now just to prevent rust. In the meantime, shouldn't really be an issue being here in the desert. So there's the wood parts. That cheap fly by the hip review. Here's a better look at all the grains and whatnot. That's from me, my bad. I gotta sand it down and recoat that. So that's the Polish lower that Bad got me for my birthday. Actually, she got me all these. And then that's the custom made grip from AK Files. Sorry, I've had a long night. I'm running off of Mountain Dew as usual, so bear with me here. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this part. I'm gonna try to keep this as a one-part video. If I have to split it up, I will, but we'll go ahead and put that on hold for now and move on to when we get the blue in. For those of you wondering just how thick the grip is, here, finally a good comparison. It's your standard AK grip, or your Bakelite grip. Seen better days. See in comparison, it's not too much thicker, but it's thick enough, at least in my hands, that it's more comfortable than this. And I have held the fat grips on, you know, like on the Chinese AKs and whatnot, and still I prefer this one. I like it. It's really nice. It fits in the hand. Grip angle is a little different. Let's see if I can reference that in here. But it fits in the hand really nice. It's really fun to shoot, and it's really comfortable. Alright, so I know I keep saying this, but we'll go ahead and move on to bluing next.